Hey, how's it going guys? RT here, back at it again with a brand new video, and today I will share some of my favorite cursed games that are bound to or already did piss people off, doesn't matter. And for this list, obviously judging by the title, indies only, so no Grand Theft Auto or Mad World. And I mean in terms of political correctness, so no production hells, expectations not being met, or buggy releases. That's all a video on its own, but before I may never tell that story, I'll keep on telling this story. And with everything set in stone, let's just jump right into it. Oh Dare is a driving game with a beautiful old school aesthetic. You know the ones. Have some vaporwave playing in the background and you've got yourself a chill retro-esque car game to play into the night. Wait, what? You also get to run over a bunch of stupid deers? Oh dear. Sorry. Okay then, screw the vaporwave, we need the Doom soundtrack for this one. And all in the name of visiting grandma. How wholesome. If this game gets popular, I can already see PETA going off on a tangent over this game. And if you think they don't do that, they do, because they're already telling people how they should play the new Animal Crossing game. But hey, picture this PETA, it's a video game. Video games make it quite possibly the most vegan way to kill animals because you aren't really killing animals in the first place. Oh yeah, and don't actually go around running over deers. It's a way people get into car accidents and die. Okay, in this post-Columbine era that we're currently and possibly forever in, sadly, you can understand why a game like Pico's School can raise a good set of eyebrows. But one thing that you could factor in though is that the point-and-click game isn't really conveying that the kids shooting up school is a cool thing. In fact, the bad guy is the angsty school shooter Cassandra, while the good guy, who you play as Pico, is just an innocent bystander simply defending himself and all of the survivors against Cassandra's gang. But regardless, I do still understand that putting the words kids, guns, and school together in anything no matter what will anger people, and rightfully so. Other than all of that, the game's dumb but fun, and even to this day where my standards for games have somewhat risen, I still think that this is a pretty solid game and an absolute flash classic. Another beautiful vaporwave aesthetic based game where you have to very quickly kill a bunch of people in a room, and if you get hit once you're dead and have to do it all over again. A fun game beloved by many, including myself, and hated by many also, excluding myself, for reasons and other than the stereotypical statements like, oh, this is just a violent video game with guns in it, so it's bad because it encourages kids to go bang bang in schools. No, because it isn't even for kids in the first place. But there was one thing in Hotline Miami 2 that got it banned in Australia for a certain period in time, and it was in a tutorial scene where at the end, you rape a woman. Yikes. Even though it was very brief, but still yikes. I would like to add that it would have made me uncomfortable too when I was playing it, but the reason it didn't anymore was because it turned out to be in-game fiction. Yes. All of this was a movie set, and people weren't actually getting killed, and that girl wasn't really getting raped. So it shows two things, that Pigman, not only with the raping, but also with the killing, was a tad bit uncomfortable in himself being depicted this way, as any sane player would share mutual feelings. Adding on to the fact that the blonde girl was in a very safe work environment, hence why it was hard for her to act scared and helpless in the first place. But even if that was the case, then she seems like she can handle herself, like let's get real. Besides, one thing that should be remembered is that Hotline Miami is a period piece taking place in 1980s to 1990s America, which honestly makes it genius due to it being accurate to the times and how the movie industry worked at that time when it came to depiction. Other than that, I highly recommend this game if you love a good challenge. Yep, the title and what I'm showing you right now completely says enough, and I think that the point of this game was to be offensive in the first place, adding an immense shock value with its concept of, well, showering with your dad, and as much as I severely cringe at that idea like any other person, As a degenerate 19-year-old playing the devil's advocate here, I've got to honestly say that the game isn't bad at all. You know, with its diverse modes and different additions to its challenge, it's got a very good addiction factor to it that can have you playing the bloody thing for hours and hours on end, despite how seemingly cursed it is. So the way the game works is that you're in a communal shower and you have to get close to your father and make sure not to touch any other boy's dad, or it's game over. Which is a good spin on the anxiety that comes with being a kid in communal showers or any other uncomfortable public situations with only like your parent to be around. Anyways, other than the shower stuff, the game's got some other weird shit. So yeah, if you're mentally unstable enough to feel like playing this very cursed masterpiece, then yeah, I suggest you watch out for that. Okay. Now I know it may seem at first glance that I'm kinda cheating here, I understand, but hear me out. 1. The Mortal Kombat franchise was under a very small company, and yes, indie games can be published under companies. 2. The game had a small team behind it for the first few games comprising of only 4 guys. And 3. Although their original idea was rejected by the higher-ups at Midway, things happened and then the big scary corporate entities allowed it, ergo Noob and crew were given complete creative freedom. So yeah, indie. And what's the most important aspect of it all is that this became the first video game to spark controversy due to its realistic characters, toppled along with its ever so unforgiving fatalities and brutalities. Which was revolutionary in my book because you're telling me that people invented the option to disrespect your friend at the end of a fighting game by violently murdering their main that they chose and formed an attachment to. Then I'm sold. Oh, your Sonya got burnt and she's now a mangled skeleton with like some meat left. It's okay, Carl. Look on the bright side. Technically, she is hotter now. But don't worry, you can still talk to me while I drink your delicious tears. So yeah, I love Mortal Kombat, but given the fact that these were in arcades that anyone could enter in at the time, I kind of get why people would be outraged in the violence, and that was how, the ESRB was created after all. I decided to save Mortal Kombat for the very last because I respect the series for the path it's set for other creators, letting them know that, hey, it's okay to go a little crazy with your ideas. And any media can have its own spark of non-PC features that is bound to piss people off, and while it can get annoying at times that you have to be scared of offending somebody in 2020, among many other things, such as the possibility of being drafted for war earlier in the year, and an evil virus completely shutting down the entire world, which the latter actually is happening. But in a way, I do feel these people still don't understand why they may think it's necessary to completely police on these things. But sometimes I feel like overall we should just learn to chill and, let people be free to create the seemingly cursed things they want to create. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video, and let me know in the comments below any other offensive and fun games I may not have heard of. Bye.